Imagine if you were missing 90% of your brain. In 2007, a French man walked into a hospital complaining of weakness in his left leg, and when they scanned his brain, they found this. Now, mind you, a typical brain looks like this. He was missing 90% of his brain matter, and what fascinated the doctors was this was a typical dude. He worked a 9 to 5, white collar, wife and kids. I don't necessarily think this is a good test of intelligence, but his IQ score was just on the lower end of average. But how? So since he was a kid, he had this condition called hydrocephalus, which is when there's a bunch of fluid that builds up in the brain, and the little pockets, the cavities that hold the fluid get bigger and bigger, expanding, pushing the brain matter and making your brain shrink in size. His cavities grew to literally most of his brain. He did still have his cortex, which is that outer area involved in things like thinking, planning, regulating your emotions, other high-level tasks. And he still had the part of your brain that maintains your regular bodily functions, like heart rate and stuff like that. But despite all that, he seems fine. I mean, he got his treatment for the leg weakness, made a full recovery, and is now just living his life, walking around. This is low-key humbling as a brain scientist to see, because I study a part of the brain that we think is necessary for processing your senses, like vision, hearing, and stuff like that. And he just doesn't have that brain area. It's fascinating. His brain just grew completely different from most people, and he is able to maintain most of the things that we do. And you know, this makes me think the average person isn't out here getting their brain scanned. Like, somebody can live and die without ever seeing their brain like that. So imagine how many people are walking around with brains that just look so different than what we typically think they're supposed to, you know? And I have a million more questions, but they didn't do any follow-up studies that I could find. It was just like one short case report posted in the Lancet, and then Nature also made an article about it. It was out in the news. And I was thinking, okay, maybe it's fake. Like, was there a problem with their CT scanner? But this was the CT scan. They also did an MRI, and it showed the same thing. Very wild. Let me know what you think, and follow for more cool brain stuff.